Hey everyone, NASCAR Fan 19 here. I know there is a wall of text on the screen. I'm about to ramble for a little bit. If you want to skip this portion because you just don't care about what I have to say, or maybe you're rewatching this for some reason, there is a time code on the screen or in the description. You can just click to it, skip ahead to the actual video, and just ignore my entire monologue. Also, the stuff on screen is basically the same thing I'm saying and vice versa, so you can choose whether you want to listen or read, your preference. So the short of it is, this is the last episode of NR2003 Predicts. Not for the season, overall. If you've been paying attention for the last couple months, maybe even just the last couple of weeks, probably not a big surprise. The very short answer to this is just that the workload is just too much to keep going on with based on my schedule. I actually considered shutting this down last year, and I think kind of the motivator to come back was the next-gen car, a little bit more interest. Also, Cup Series going to my hometown track that I never got to go to, and that kind of gave me the motivation to keep going for this year, but the last couple months have been really hard to keep up with. I've had a lot of conflicts with work, and doing this for 36 weeks with just 2 weeks break, which would be the All-Star race and the off week in June, it's absolutely brutal. I would say the last couple weeks leading up into today were probably a real breaking point. I have been smothered with time-intensive videos that I have to get done for work while also producing sporting events, and I've been at the office for double-digit hours days at a time, missing a few deadlines, and I'm just mentally drained. Then I have to get off that boat and come over here and edit even more for my channel. Even right now, as this video is being posted, assuming it's out at the time it's supposed to be, I'm producing this show, and tomorrow I'm doing the same thing, and that's just a lot more on my plate as I continue to do this as well. So now you kind of get the idea of what my schedule looks like, and it's been like that for a good amount of the year, not the entire year, but most of it, and now it is really taking that toll. I absolutely appreciate the support the series has gotten since I started up in 2019, but I'm also fine leaving it behind because I look forward to getting my weekends back and not spending hours on hours getting all these elements together for this. Because it takes hours to get all of these races run, then I've got to get the paint schemes, I've got to record the stuff, I got to edit it, I got to commentate it, and really, it looks like it might be simple, but it really sucks up an entire weekend. And I know some might be thinking, why not just simplify the edit? And it's just not in my DNA to put something out that I'm not proud of and that doesn't have a lot of different elements that kind of put the whole thing together. Yeah, I could just commentate live over a feed of the race running, but I just don't like the look of that. I want to have it professional, polished, and edited. I don't want to just have myself talking over it and cutting it up in places since it's a 3-hour race. For example, take the offline league that I haven't posted a race for in 18 months. Sorry, by the way. The next race has been partially done on my drives for a while, but I'm not going to do a sloppy job, miss elements, and rush it out. I want to make sure every T is crossed and I dotted. But in the case of that, it's fallen second fiddle to Predicts because Predicts has to be out before the race starts, if I can even do that. And even that falls second fiddle to my full-time job that actually pays me. I don't make any money from this series. I make money from the job that pays me. Ultimately, I want to get back to making those series videos because I had a good time doing it, and I didn't feel the pressure of a deadline, though now that it's been so long since I did one, now I'm feeling that pressure. And I don't want this to be read as me retiring from YouTube or NR2003 or disliking NASCAR. It is none of those things. I simply want to free myself of this tight time commitment and start feeling a little bit more relaxed and get the channel to have a little bit more variety again, because it seems like all it is for 9 months is days upon days of daily drive, and then you stick this in the middle on Sundays. And beyond that, there might be some life changes that take place next year that make me committing to this for a full year literally impossible. So I don't want to pull out the rug halfway through either. Like I said, I appreciate that people continue tuning into this and have done for the past few years as I've kind of grown it or changed it. But I'm definitely ready to shift gears, hopefully get back to having my channel be a little bit more as I'm enjoying it and definitely not in a time pressure situation. Thank you all again, and enjoy this final prediction. This is NR2003 Predicts. We take the entry list of the top 3 NASCAR series, run them through the N ratings algorithm, set them up by their provisional lineup, and see what the computer says will be the finishing order on race day. first champion to be crowned was in the Truck Series. Stuart Friesen takes the race win, but Zane Smith was the first among the championship four to cross the line. He is the champion for 2022 in the trucks. Ben Rhodes would come home in the 4th position, Ty Majeski in 6th. And Chandler Smith had a bit of a tire problem. He came down the pit lane early in the race, fell a lap down, was unable to recover. He'll finish in the 13th position. And in the Xfinity Series, it was Justin Allgaier who was first to the line to claim the race and the title. Ty Gibbs would come home in the 2nd position. Noah Gragson would be 6th, and Josh Berry in 8th. All the championship four finishing inside the top 10. Allgaier claiming his first title in his career. And now it is time for the main event. The championship four has come down to Joey Logano, who starts on the pole. Chase Elliott in the 5th position, Christopher Bell a little bit further back, and Ross Chastain all the way in 25th position. Can he make up that ground? We are about to find out who is the 2022 champion. The green flag's out here at Phoenix. Decent start for Joey Logano. He clears his teammate Ryan Blaney to take the lead. Chase Elliott works his way up to 3rd. Now he's going to be taken 3 wide by Harrison Burton. He's able to get out of that situation, and now he's making a move to the inside for the lead. Elliott's got the advantage on average finish, but he is looking like he's going to take the lead right here in the early stages of the race. The 9 car clears the 22, and he is out in front. Logano is going to have the advantage, though, on wins. He has 2 victories at this racetrack to Elliott's 1. Obviously, Elliott got that win to get the 2020 title, and Logano has won here twice. Not for the championship, though. He's looking to see if he can change that here today. Ross Chastain was able to grab his first top 5 at this track when he finished 2nd here back in the spring. But he is coming from a long ways back. However, he's up to the 5th position, just behind Christopher Bell. The championship four all running inside the top 5 now. We got a problem for Denny Hamlin as he slows down to the apron of the racetrack. Chastain made a ballsy move to pass Denny Hamlin for the championship 4 spot, and it looks like if Hamlin had made it, he would be out early. So the championship 4 still remain up here in the mix. Christopher Bell, only 2 top 10s at this racetrack. Obviously, both Chastain and Bell young in their Cup Series careers, but those two are at a little bit of a disadvantage. We got a problem here down into turn 3. Brad Keselowski into the wall with Ryan Blaney and Ty Dillon. Looks like the 6 car took the brunt of that accident, and it sounds like Keselowski will be out of the race. So the 6 car goes behind the wall. Denny Hamlin also dropped out of the race after that mechanical issue down the front stretch. Back to the restart for a short sprint to the stage finish, and it looks like Ross Chastain will get to the line first, followed by Chase Elliott and Joey Logano, AJ Allmendinger, and Alex Bowman back in the race car in the 48. Remember that the stage points don't matter for the championship 4. They are going based on their race finish alone. Back to the restart. Looks like we had most of the cars stay out on the racetrack. Chastain holding off Logano for the time being. There are a few other storylines to follow in this race. Kyle Busch, his last race with Joe Gibbs Racing, the team he won 2 titles with, 2015 and 2019. Sporting M&Ms for the last time as that company departs the sport. Justin Haley making a move to the inside of Ross Chastain, the 31 car going to the lead. A lot of other race cars on this track looking for a victory. Haley looking for his 2nd in his Cup career, the 1st with Kaulig Racing. Christopher Bell needed a victory to get into the championship 4. So did Ryan Blaney. He was unable to make it happen. He finished the 3rd position at Martinsville. He's just looking for his best points finish as he can, and obviously still looking for a victory on the season. This is his last opportunity. Problems for Christopher Bell. Slow down the front stretch, just like we saw with Denny Hamlin. And he's coasting through turns 1 and 2. This is disastrous. Whether or not he goes behind the wall, he is out of contention anyway. And it sounds like it's terminal. The 20 car of Christopher Bell is going behind the wall. He is out of contention. What a heartbreak for that team that clutched up 2 elimination races with victories. Kyle Larson was the last winner here in the fall and got the championship to boot. And he is still in contention for the Owners' Championship. The 9 car is not. So he is still fighting for a victory as we see green flag pit stops taking place. Chastain was the first to come down. Larson comes soon after, and then Elliott. And there's a problem here. Entering pit lane. Kyle Larson into the wall. Kyle Busch also involved. And Larson takes a heavy shot into the outside wall. Busch around on pit lane. It looks like he might have hit those barrels at the end of the wall. And we stay green. Logano is going to come down and get his service. Looks like they didn't want to interrupt that cycle of green flag pit stops, so they kept it green. Everyone kept moving and no debris on the racetrack. Now Haley out in front still, and Logano went a lap down in that cycle as he was drifting back, but he is going to go back around the 31. He's going to put himself back on the lead lap just before the end of stage 2, and we've got an issue here in turn 3. Todd Gilliland getting turned around by Corey LaJoie. And that timing was ideal for Joey Logano. If he had been stuck a lap down, he would be out of contention in this one. And just before the end of stage 2, we had that quick caution. Chase Elliott gets a great jump on the restart, and he's going to take advantage at the end of this stage. He will win stage 2, followed by Allmendinger, Chastain, McDowell, and Haley, with Logano back in the 9th position, but still on the lead lap, which is very important for him. So now Chastain lined up behind Elliott, and a great jump from Allmendinger. That's unexpected. 16 car now in front. The color cars just seem to have a lot of speed here today. Here comes Logano. He's challenging Chastain for the 3rd position, which would put him 2nd in the championship battle. Elliott still out in front by a couple of seconds. And we see here with Larson having some damage, he is going to go a lap down to Allmendinger, so it looks like he's going to be out of contention for that owner's title that he was still competing in after getting that victory at Homestead, Miami. Elliott looking off the back of his car. He's starting to pull away from Logano, but can't get too complacent. It seems like that 22 car has a lot of speed, and he's trying to track him down. Seems to be getting by the lapped cars just a little bit better than the 9 car is. Good to see Alex Bowman back at the racetrack. He missed 5 races with a concussion that he suffered in the Texas race. NASCAR planning to introduce some new rear-end components for this upcoming season to help with safety measures. Now we're seeing some green flag pit stops for the final time this race. Elliott and Logano coming down at the same time. They're going to keep an eye on each other. 4 tire stops for both. Chastain going to go a little bit longer. He has been falling back a little bit from the pack. Elliott's going to be out in front. Logano is still within eyesight. It's a couple of seconds separating those two, but Logano is back on the charge as they run into lap traffic. Logano right on the back bumper of Elliott. And if he can just find a way to get around him, it's going to be Logano in the championship lead. Here he goes down into turn 1. With just about 16 laps to go in this one. Logano to the inside of Elliott. For the championship lead, he takes it. Not quite clear. Still side by side. Quite a battle going down into turn 3. And Logano is going to take the spot. Elliott starting to fade back a little bit as the laps wind down. Allmendinger out in front, but Logano has control of the championship right now. White flag is out. Allmendinger leading by several seconds, but the battle we want to watch right now is between Logano and Elliott. Right now, the 9 car has the 10 and the 42 between himself and Logano. Joey Logano, the 2018 champion, got the victory at Homestead, Miami to clinch that title, and it looks like he might be on his way to his 2nd title here in Phoenix. AJ Allmendinger takes the checkered flag, but coming around turns 3 and 4, no chance for Elliott to catch up. Joey Logano is the 2022 NASCAR Cup Series champion. What a battle all the way to the end. Elliott comes home 3rd in the race, 2nd in the championship. Chastain 4th in the race, 3rd in the championship, and obviously Christopher Bell will end up 4th. Let's give our props as well to AJ Allmendinger with a very impressive race win, and he'll be full-time with Kaulig Racing and Cup next season. Martin Truex Jr. going to be the one that rounds out the top 5. Justin Haley, who led a lot of Stage 2, ends up in the 8th position. Kyle Larson, who had that heavy shot to the wall coming out of pit lane, ends up in the 14th position, 2 laps down. Now Alex Bowman, in his first race back after having that concussion, is in 16th. Ryan Blaney with a very subpar day after trying to get into the championship 4. He ends up in 23rd position. Kyle Busch having those issues with Larson as well in 33rd, and Christopher Bell in the 34th position will end up 4th in the championship. A wonderful NASCAR season capped off by an intense championship race. Thank you to everyone for watching NR2003 Predicts, and thank you to all of the contributors that helped make this series happen. That is it for NR2003 Predicts. We hope you enjoyed the race, and I'll see you all soon.